Hello all you lovely Bitcoiners, it is Brian the UK Bitcoin Master back on Thursday with my regular show. Great to be with you all as always. And as always, people, have a strong Bitcoin hand. This show is about building your strong hand. We all need to have a strong hand because Bitcoin is really volatile, as we all know. And if you're watching this live, we know that a few months ago, it is bit more than a few months, it was up 14,000. We're now in half, but do you know what, it is on sale. Rocky taught me this. Bitcoin is on sale. Hello Elaine, Mrs. UK Bitcoin Master, my lovely wife, great to have you in the house. Pound the like button for Elaine, people. I can see Dan there, there's Buffy W, Zaza's in the house, BTC Andy. What is Dan saying? Bracelets are still on sale, 30% off with the code UK Brian. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. So, people, if you want to get a Bitcoin bracelet, mine's on the way, apparently. Thank you, Zaza. You like the background. I'm constantly faffing to get it looking nice for you people. No fancy sets and graphics here. In fact, fancy sets and graphics here. So welcome to the channel anyway. It is the 5th of December. It is Christmas month. So everybody's busying around doing what they need to be doing with their families and all the rest of the stuff. But you know what? I've just had an error come up on my control panel. So I hope you people can see and hear me okay, because that's a big orange error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain the stream. Oh my Lord. Well, you know what? I'm just going to continue and you people will have to tell me if things go pear-shaped. So, as always, strong Bitcoin hand. Like this, share it, subscribe to the channel, bash the bell button, follow me on Twitter at UK Bitcoin Master. All the normal stuff that I always say. If you like the information, do share it across your Twitter. That will really help the platform. Strong hand is the name of the game. As I put up on the video, the image before we got going, personal responsibility is the new counterculture, as Adam Meister always says. And finally, people, if you want to grab my attention, do what Dan has just done, and that is highlight Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, before you post a thread. That way I will see it. JC Botha from South Africa, strike that like button. Sounds good. Brilliant. Thank you. Welcome to the show, JC, as always. And of course, if you people are watching this on catch up, down here is a huge subscribe button, so do that. So let's get these preliminaries done. I know they're boring, but I need to do them. My disclaimer, for goodness sake, people, don't take anything I say as financial advice. My job is just to run a show as best I can with the technology as it is, and hopefully inspire the odd person here and there to have that strong Bitcoin hand. So, don't buy any Bitcoin based on what I say. Do your own research, go down the rabbit hole. Only buy what you can afford to lose. I think that's absolutely crucial. And only buy something if you feel it feels right for you. The websites are up there now. ukbitcoinmaster.com is where you'll find every video I've ever done since I started about 18 months ago. And bitcoininterviews.com is where you'll obviously find all the interviews I've done with Bitcoiners, including my recent one with Rocky Palumbo about the hex claiming. If you haven't watched that, I would definitely go and watch that. I think it was a really informative video. JC, thanks, my family is watching too. Excellent. Welcome, JC family from the UK, tuning in from all the way over there. Brilliant. Okay, so that's got those silly preliminaries out the way. I'm not going to put the pictures up now about tipping.me and bottle pay. They'll be in the description, the links. So if you want to drop a tip afterwards, just go into the notes section and you'll find the links for those two. Okay, so I want to head over to my desktop now. If this technology will work, yes, it will. Clearly, we can see that the Bitcoin price is about 7,374. So it's going nowhere fast but sideways. But just keep in mind, people, that halving is not very far away. And we know that halving will disrupt the price. We can't say what's happened in previous halvings are going to happen again on this halving. And I'll tell you why. As Rocky pointed out when I was chatting to him the other night, 2 halvings is not enough to get an idea of what's going to happen on the 3rd halving and the 4th halving and the 5th halving, because the first 2 halvings, the world was against Bitcoin. Today, the world is not against Bitcoin. Of course, they don't want it to rise. Bitcoin Meister's in the house. Pound the like button for the Bitcoin Meister. Great to have you with us, Adam. So we can't guarantee what's going to happen on this halving is going to mirror maybe what's happened on the previous halvings. What you need to keep in mind is it means the supply of Bitcoin is going to be cut in half. So that's really going to spawn this scarcity factor. There's going to be less Bitcoin around, and that is traditionally what drives up the price. But again, no price predictions here. We know the price is down at the moment, so take it as a positive. It is a great opportunity to buy this Bitcoin at a discount. So some of the articles I found, this is just one to be mindful of here, people. Hackers are stealing crypto using Clipper malware. What is this? Well, it's not Bitcoin as such, but it is just forewarning you, because forewarned is forearmed, that be very careful what you do on your computers. And I'm as guilty as hell as this as anyone. I've highlighted it. According to a report from February of this year, February? It's not an old article, surely. A security researcher called Lucas Stefanko discovered that hackers had brought the so-called Clipper malware to Google Play via infected cryptocurrency apps. He describes it in a blog post he named the first Clipper malware discovered on Google Play, where he explains how the malware can steal users' coins. The malware has a very simple and very dangerous purpose, which is to take advantage of copying and pasting public addresses of cryptocurrency wallets. When a user copies an address, the malware replaces it with an address of a hacker. I think this is very similar to how Pastor Phil lost his coins when it was a slightly different attack, but basically the URL was redirected to the hacker's URL. When the user uses the paste function to enter the address, it is not the same one that they had originally copied. However, this is usually not something that most people would notice, as crypto wallet addresses tend to be extremely long and random looking. So I guess the point of this article is just to say, beware. Check everything you do, watch everything you do, double check everything you do, and ensure that you are not being redirected to another malware site. Do check the first 4 to 6 digits of the address, the last 4 to 6 digits of the address, and be over the top with ensuring that you are not being hacked. One thing I would say, Adam always says this on his show, do not click on emails that you get saying you need to do an update to your firmware or go to our site. Always have the site bookmarked and ensure you are actually in the site of anything to do with cryptocurrency. For those that are bothered that Bitcoin is dying, Bitcoin's not going anywhere, it's struggling, it's gone quiet, etc. Well, here's the thing. Gemini certainly aren't slowing down. Gemini hires former UK Starling Bank founder as managing director of Europe. So Gemini, wallop, are expanding their exchange out into Europe. So yeah. No click on emails. Thanks, Adam Meister. So, if Bitcoin is dying, if Bitcoin is just nothing's happening, as a lot of the FUD is saying out there, Bitcoin's old hat, Gemini, the Winklevi brothers, would they be expanding out into Europe? I don't think so, people. So these articles are really just to highlight to you that just because you think the crypto space is quiet, there is lots of innovation going on behind the scenes. There is lots of things going on with Bitcoin. Seriously. Andreas Antonopoulos. If you haven't heard of Andreas, shame on you. You need to. Okay. Andreas Antonopoulos slams Intuit after payments block for crypto use. I found this article. Let me see, I highlighted something. It says American financial software company Intuit has apparently limited the account of one of the cryptocurrency industry's best known figures, Andreas Antonopoulos. In a series of tweets on December the 4th, Antonopoulos stated that Intuit had prevented him from accepting credit card payments via its accounting services due to his use of cryptocurrency. According to Antonopoulos, who undertakes regular international tours as a speaker and educator on Bitcoin and associated topics, the company even requested he stop referencing cryptocurrency on his official website. Commenting on the events, he appeared to refuse to comply. That's what it should be. Intuit Merchant Services just told me that I can't be using crypto if I accept cards for my invoices. You know, this is the problem when you are dealing with banks, credit card companies, centralized systems, institutions. They want to stop you doing this and they want to stop you doing that. And if you get into the Bitcoin overlay, nothing can stop Bitcoin. You know, Andreas, you know, just get your Bitcoin address and, you know, take payments there, you know, as opposed to taking those credit card payments where they're just going to stop you and block you and try to, you know, not let you do what you need to do. That's my take. I found this article, and there's a reason I'm showing you this article, okay? What is Zaza saying? Because he didn't know. Intuit is directly responsible for the complicated tax law. They lobby against fiat tax so they can petty quick. Yeah, listen, I didn't know that. So Zaza, you're educating me. You know, I'd never even heard of Intuit. But you know, there's something else I've learned from you commenting on the show. So thanks. People comment if it's relevant. This article I found, the non-profit push to make Giving Tuesday about giving Bitcoin. Okay, so they're now on the bandwagon of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I know they're particularly big in the US, and now they're talking about giving Bitcoin Giving Tuesday. Well, here's my take on that. Forget Bitcoin Giving Tuesday. Get into your mind Pastor Phil's cause. Somebody that's dedicated his life to bringing up disadvantaged children. He was in Vietnam. He was a pastor in the church for 16 years. He was scammed out of 14 Bitcoin that were his family's future when he's gone, as well as a foundation him and his family were putting together. You know, forget Bitcoin Giving Tuesday, people. Do what I always ask, and that is donate to Phil's cause. And if you don't know what it is because you're watching this as a new subscriber or you're watching this in the future, just click on the tab in the middle up here and read his family story and look at the wallet info and how he was scammed out of his 14 coins. That is what I would, from my heartfelt plea, would be for you to do. Forget Bitcoin Giving Tuesday and give to this cause of a true Bitcoiner and a really lovely man to boot. A few tweets I found. One from Anders. He's been on my show before. He's been on Adam's show. A great guy out there in LA. Each time Bitcoin has dropped by 70% or more, the following all-time high has been 5 to 17 times higher than the previous. If that was to repeat, the next all-time high would be between 100 and 340,000 per Bitcoin. That's pretty bullish, isn't it? It's just food for thought, people. You know, we can't predict the future. None of us have got a crystal ball, but it's just worth bearing these facts in mind and looking back at history. And it is cyclical. The same thing comes round and happens again. We have the all-time highs, then we have the crashes, then the sideways, then we go again. But it'll be really interesting to see what actually does happen when we smash through the next all-time high, for sure. Rhythm. I tend to use this Twitter person a lot because they just tweet some good stuff. Look at this one. Nordea Bank will stop their employees from investing in Bitcoin. They told their staff that the risks were too high, close quotes. This is coming from the same bank that was raided by police for allegedly laundering $793 million of Russian money. And they say risks are too high to invest into Bitcoin. What right has that bank got to tell their employees they can't make some financial investments? How bizarre is that? Don't listen to them, employees. Get your Bitcoin and then get it on that Trezor. Bobby Lee, brother of Litecoin founder Charlie Lee. A common problem shared by most people when it comes to investing in Bitcoin. This is good. They complain about high prices and are afraid to buy now. So they want to wait and then buy when the prices dip. And then when the prices do come down during a correction, they get scared and lose confidence. Just dollar cost average, people. Get a little bit every payday and don't worry about what's happening to the fiat price, because the price is volatile and Bitcoin will be volatile for many years to come until it's adopted, it's widely used, it's a store of value, it is a unit of account. It will then stabilize. Probably not in my lifetime, but the point is, people are scared to death when it's high because they want it to drop. And then when it drops, they think it's crashing and it's going to die. And then they don't buy again. You got to get above that. Very important. Don't let that stop you dollar cost averaging in to buying your Bitcoin. They can never make up their minds. Yeah, you're right there, Dan. Rhythm again. If you want the truth, don't ask a banker about Bitcoin. That is for sure. Don't ask a taxi driver about Uber. Don't ask a hotelier about Airbnb. And don't ask a news station about the internet. Because all the old dinosaurs and fossils don't want innovation. They don't want new things to come along. So therefore, they're going to say it won't work. History has shown us that the post office said email will never catch on. Horse and cart said the old car would never catch on. People said the internet wouldn't work. And people are saying that Bitcoin is going nowhere but down to zero. Listen to those people at your peril. Listen to channels like mine, The Bitcoin Meister, BTC Benny, Trace Mayer, Caitlin Long, Rocky Palumbo, to name a handful. There's loads of Simon Dixon, Vortex, Thomas Hunt from the World Crypto Network, to name a handful, and build your strong Bitcoin hand. Again, no financial advice intended. What I'm saying to you is you have got an opportunity, people, to partake in the greatest transfer of wealth the world has ever seen and will ever see again. Honestly, without that financial advice intended, miss this at your peril. You do not want to look back in 5 years and 10 years with regret, because I look at history. I've watched Adam Meister's shows, all of them since I got into Bitcoin, right back to 2015, every show, and I've caught up with them all. And every time people have been, fudding out saying, don't buy Bitcoin, it's crashing at $30, $300, $1,200, $1,500. Adam has stayed strong. Buy Bitcoin. This is all cyclical. It's going to come round again. We're going to smash the all-time highs. And he is the one YouTuber that I followed religiously every single show, and he's always been right. Now, can he always be right forever and a day? Of course he can't, but that is what's helped me build my strong hand. And you have to find a silent mentor or mentors that you can watch regularly to get your injection of 20%er mentality. It is so crucial that you do that, because we can all wobble a bit when the price is going, or one of the mainstream media come out with something about this proves that Bitcoin's going to die. Take no notice of them. Don't even read them or watch those types of articles. If you have, and right, without the financial advice, let me tell you where I'm at. Me, Brian, the UK Bitcoin master. Hand on heart, I'm with Adam Meister. I'll go down with the ship. I don't care what happens to Bitcoin's fiat price. I'm in it. I'm holding what I've got. I am not selling at any cost until my strategy plays out, bearing in mind my particular age. So here's a question for you. What's your strategy? Do you have one? Because we all need one. My strategy is clear. Okay? What is yours? And if you don't have one, why not? You need to get one. Okay, so quick shout out, if I may, for the show sponsors, justlearnbitcoin.com. You can see their homepage on the screen. They've got so much going on over there, people. Dan, the CEO of justlearnbitcoin.com, is in the chat. Dan works alongside Rocky Palumbo. Rocky works with Dan's company, I should say. So if you are new, if you're watching this in the future, it is worth checking them out. It really is. Wallet setup and backup. Best long-term storage solution, including end-of-life planning, which is so important. Coin splitting airdrops, recovering coins sent to the wrong chain, vanity addresses, questions about mining. Pretty well anything you want to know, you would find over at justlearnbitcoin.com. So if you get inside the website, obviously they've got their... Elaine keeps telling me I'm saying this wrong. I keep saying apparel and it's apparel. So I'm going to say apparel. So there you go. When you click inside, you've got all this fantastic merchandise. Well, hang on tight. It's not letting me in if it hurries up and works. But look, you've got some cracking merchandise here, people. Dan, let me get this right. Did you say it's a discount on the bracelets using UK, Brian? Pop something in the chat, Dan. Tell me what we've got going on, if there's any type of code for December. But you can see, look, great t-shirts, sweatshirts, beach towels. No good here, it's flipping freezing cold. You've got mugs, stack the sat stickers. It's all down there, people. It is definitely worth checking out. And of course, if I go back one, again, the quick, shameless final plug on this page when you're in there, if you scroll down and you click that black box there, that will take you over to Pastor Phil's cause. Do go over and support that, people. 1,000 people donating $1 would give, him a seventh of a Bitcoin back. 100,000 people donating $1 would get him 10 Bitcoin back. So it's about lots of people doing a little bit would really help Pastor Phil's cause. Finally, you know that I love quotes. Here's one I found earlier. Let no one discourage your ambitious attitude. You don't need a fan club to achieve your goals. Be your own motivation. And I've always learned and believed that motivation does have to come from within, but you can build your strong hand and your motivation to hold your Bitcoin for the long term. You can do that by watching shows like mine, Adam Meister's show. Great way to build that motivation and that long-term strong hand. So, people, thank you for being on the show. I hope you enjoyed it. A short one today. Not masses going on in the news, to be totally fair, but I will be back on Monday with my regular show as always. Pound the like button before you leave if you haven't done so already. I'm having a look at the viewers and the likes, so that's looking okay. So just 30% off bracelets on my friend's shop. The link to get a Bitcoin bracelet, people, will be in the notes section when I've updated it. But those bracelets are pretty pucker. Dan's sending me one to promote it, so I can't wait to receive that and wear it. I'm doing everything I can to promote Bitcoin when I'm out and about, so a bracelet will help. So thanks for being on the show, people. Like this, share it, subscribe, bash the bell button, follow me on Twitter at UK Bitcoin Master. That is it. I will catch you all on Monday for my regular Monday show. I'm out of here to spend a bit of time with my lovely evening. Thanks, Zaza. I hope you do appreciate the show, people. If you do, leave a comment. Anything like that keeps the show current so newbies will find it. And remember, this is the Bitcoin for Beginners show. I'll catch you all on Monday, peeps. Have a great evening, day, weekend. Catch you all on Monday. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for your support, as always.